Hey guys, hello and welcome to another video. So I'm gonna give you some tips today. I'm gonna talk about Uganda today. And it's funny because I'm currently in Asia recording this, but I'm catching up with all my content from Africa bit by bit. And I want to tell you about how I did things in Uganda, how I did things in Africa as a whole as a solo backpacker, and how especially I saved money. And today I want to talk about how I spent $1,000 in 5 weeks. Okay, and that is really good for Uganda and in Africa because as most of you know, traveling to Africa is a lot more expensive than traveling to Southeast Asia, for example. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go bit by bit. I'm gonna cover accommodation, food, and transport. So yeah, it's a shame because like many people avoid traveling to Africa because of the high ticket prices and safaris that might cost a lot. But really, I think if you do it the right way, if you resource yourself the right way and find the local tips, then actually it turns out to be cheaper or the same as traveling to Southeast Asia. And there's much less people and the nature, in my opinion, is a bit more preserved. My number one thing, so how I save money. Okay, I spent about $300 on accommodation in 5 weeks because I found a shared house on Airbnb, and I will put all the links in the description to all of the things I'm talking about. So I'm actually staying in this lovely shared house. As you can see, there's a lovely garden around me. It's like an oasis. It's so green, it's so beautiful, and it's very peaceful, especially in hectic Kampala. For those of you who've been to Kampala, you know how loud it is. It is so loud, such a loud city. Here, the loud noises we get are from some birds here in the morning. You don't actually need an alarm here, they just wake you up. So yeah, so basically I found this place on Airbnb, stayed for 5 nights. It was about $13 a night. And I really recommend this place because you can use the kitchen and cook if you're here for a long time. It's really good. And there are people here who work here and live here and help you with your laundry, with your cleaning, everything. It's really good. So you get a room each with mosquito net and everything. There's no Wi-Fi though, so you need to buy your own Wi-Fi. That's a bit of a damn point. But yeah, so you'll see here behind me, this is actually my room. This is my room up here. And yeah, so that's my view. So yeah, we'll go inside and I'll show you a bit. So this is the room. Sorry for the mess, but yeah, you get a double bed and like little drawers. We can put your stuff, and here a massive chest and all my stuff here. A thing to do your underwear washing here. It's my backpack, yeah, bins, everything, power, plugs, wardrobe, yeah. And like this nice little terrace at the front, sorry. Little terrace, and you even get your own helmet. This helmet, if you want to take Boda. So for you, when you go to Uganda, maybe you find a shared house because hotels will cost you quite a lot. There's not many hostels. There's one actually in Kampala, which is pretty good, but you don't have this option of cooking for yourself, okay? So go for the Airbnb links and shared houses, and you'll find some pretty cheap deals there. That's another thing that really can save you money in Uganda, and how I save money is when I wasn't in this house, in this shared house, I was actually staying in volunteer homestays. So we get to kids the first night. Obviously, they're like my family. We have this incredible bond. So the first night I spent with them, they invited me there. And they can also do that with other volunteers. If you go and volunteer, the accommodation is sorted out, and then it's up to you to give whatever you can to help them out. So that's also a really, really great option for Africa in general. If you're doing a volunteer program and you want to stay with the family, with the organization, that will really save you on accommodation. And the third thing is if you have any skills. So in my case, it's dancing. I contacted hotels in West Uganda, and I applied for collaborations, and luckily I did. You never know. I mean, I applied for some I didn't get, and some I did. It was amazing. I said I was a dancer. I wanted to shoot videos there in exchange for pre-accommodation and a video posted to promote the hotel on Instagram, on YouTube. That's how I did the vlog for the chimpanzees. You can watch that at a later time if you want. So the vlog for the chimpanzees, that allowed me to really stay in this wonderful place for 3 days. I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, but that's for me dancing, but you can use any of your skills to then get into a collaboration. So if you're a filmmaker, if you're a graphic designer, if you're a social media manager, anything you want to suggest to the property that you're interested in exchange for free accommodation. So there are ways like that to save money. Okay, so the next thing is food. My favorite thing is eating. I love eating, and unfortunately I have to be careful where I eat. A, for my health. Okay, when you're traveling, it's really important to watch out what you eat. Otherwise, yeah, you can gain the kilos and whatnot. What I did, I went to, so in Kampala, you have Carrefour, you have all these supermarkets, but be careful because it's very expensive if you buy cheese and butter and all these imported products. Those are so expensive. So what I did, I went to the market just to buy like maybe spaghetti that's produced locally, rice, flour. So all these things that Uganda has, I bought that. I stayed clear of like cheese and all the imports because those are really, really expensive. And the other thing I did as well is go to the local markets, guys. It's the best thing you can do. I mean, Uganda has vegetables growing out of the floor. Actually, you can just throw a banana skin on the floor and then the next day you'll have a banana tree. Uganda is blessed. It's very green. It's blessed with rain seasons. It's blessed with so many wholesome goodness, and it's blessed with a very good fertile soil. So when you go to the market, you feel that all the produce there is very wholesome for you. So do go to the market, do buy your vegetables there, much cheaper than going to the supermarket. But if you really need the supermarket, then yeah, you can find the local brands there instead of getting the stuff that's imported. So overall, I spent about $200 on getting food. And when I would go as well to the city, to the restaurants, that was actually quite cheap. I didn't find any really expensive restaurants. There are some high-end restaurants. I just didn't go this time. That was being very wary of my budget. But there's this incredible Lebanese restaurants that I love, and it's right in front of Acacia Mall. I took Hudson Girls there, and that's actually very affordable. So there you go. So if you want to treat yourself, you can, and you cannot break the bank. All right. So what's the third one? Transport. Spend about $350. Okay. Which is not bad because I mixed it up. So there is Uber. You can take Uber in Kampala, but that is obviously the most expensive option if you're taking the cab around. So I tried to avoid that unless I really needed to. And like if I needed to go, for example, to Wakiso village that was far away, I didn't want to take a motorbike because that's quite dangerous. So I took an Uber. Or if I was delivering school supplies and I had big bags, then I would take an Uber. So for Hudson Girls, when I went to see them and bought them school supplies, I took an Uber. So that is the one that cost me the most. Otherwise, I co-shared a car with my friends. Isabella and Ray were in Uganda as well at the same time. So we went to Bwindi together. So finding yourself some mates as well. If they have a car, you can split the costs like that. My first time when I went to Uganda, I was with mates as well. So we shared the costs with the guide, with the driver guide. So that was, feasible as well. But if you're really, really tight, you can take Boda Boda, which is the motorbike taxis in Uganda. And there is an app called Safe Boda. And Safe Boda, you can download it. And it's really good because you can see the rating of the driver and they can give you a helmet and they don't triple the price because you were a Muzungu. So yeah, Safe Boda is really good. That's what I use most of the time to get around Kampala city. And then the second time I went to West Uganda, I took the bus, which I showed as well in another vlog. That was an experience and a half. It is actually quite dangerous because they speed, but you know, if road anxiety is not your concern, then go ahead and take the bus because that is the cheapest way to get from one city to the next. So that's how I saved a lot of money as well. Okay. And the fourth thing, so everything else other than food, accommodation, and transport, which is the three major things, you know, when you travel, they'll take your money. The fourth thing was like entertainment, so like going to bars, dancing, and then donations, obviously, which was a big chunk as well. I'm not going to disclose the exact amount, but the rest of my budget went obviously to try to help the groups I was working with. And then when I was going out to bars and stuff, I'm not a huge drinker. I'll drink maybe 1 or 2 glasses and that's it. So that kind of helped me. But that, yeah, be careful with alcoholic drinks. Can be quite expensive as well when you go to Uganda. But you find your way around. So what helped me was being friends with locals. So I met incredible people in Uganda and they took me to the nice spots where all the locals hang out. And that's where you're going to save money, you know, if you want to drink, eat, do all that kind of stuff. Just don't go to the big resorts or big hotels because the prices are really expensive there. Having said that, I do like to treat myself sometimes, and I really enjoyed myself when I went to this hotel, which is called Latitude Zero. And that was like my treat, you know, to go have a nice cocktail, lay by the pool. Bear in mind that hotel is tailored for tourists, so it'll be more expensive, but this is why I love Uganda. You have all these options. You can do it on the cheap or you can do it on the luxe, you know, and that hotel I stayed in West Uganda was what you consider luxe lodge, nature lodge, eco lodge. Uganda has a lot of different things. I mean, hopefully you get to see this from this video, get a feel for it from my other videos, maybe the ones that are going to come later. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you find this useful, what else you would like to know if you ever go to Kampala as a solo backpacker. And yeah, see you for the next one.